Sports Crew is a video production group of students and faculty that was started in 1979 and originally run through KWSU. In 1988, it was moved to the athletic department as changes at KWSU and Prime Sports Northwest started in televising Cougar sports on a regular basis. Sports Crew's highlights have been shared with all sorts of television networks, including ABC and ESPN. Students can get involved in Sports Crew by signing up and making themselves available to work events. Communication professors are alerted of the opportunity, and a sign-up sheet is placed outside of Studio A every year.
My name's Scott Vick.
Jared Prengiver.
Tim Sather.
Reed Murphy.
David Johnson.
Megan Garrity.
Nate Wetterauer.
Got involved with Sports Crew really when I was a student here. I graduated from Washington State in 1987, so a while ago. Same sort of program, it was a little different back then, but still students were doing sports production stuff, so that's kind of how I got into it. Knew I kind of wanted to do TV stuff and like sports. It seemed like a pretty good combination and ended up working out pretty well.
As a freshman, I went to the first Sports Crew meeting under Scott Vick, who's my boss now, and he had a meeting for about 75 or 80 comm majors, and the only fair way to divvy out the jobs was to have a random drawing of numbers. He picked a number. I think it was somewhere between 1 and 100. I nailed the number my first time and got lucky, and here I am.
I came here from Southern California back in August, where I worked in sports production for 3 to 4 years down there. Opportunity came up here to work for the Pac-12 and everything, doing Pac-12 sports and sporting events and features and interviews, and went through the interview with Scott. He offered me the position, and I moved up here in August.
I approached Glenn Johnson my freshman year. I really wanted to start getting involved with production stuff because I was really involved in high school and I was feeling a little dissatisfied in the university experience, and he suggested to call up Scott Vick and get involved. I trained to be a replay technician, and that's where I've been ever since.
I got involved through my friend Dominic Sheldon. He came here a year before me from the same high school, and he got set up in sports video. So he told Scott about me because he knew I was coming from the same program as him, and Scott hired me on as the super utility, which I'm not sure what that means other than I got to work utility for 2 games and then I was thrown on a camera and I was there up until this year.
As a freshman, my friend David Johnson and Dominic Sheldon approached me and said they had been working for sports video with Scott Vick all year long, and they came to me and said, you know, Nate, you should really get involved and talk to Scott Vick about maybe getting a camera position for next year. So I set up a meeting with Scott Vick and took it upon myself to really get involved. I think my biggest regret would be not working all 4 years in the sports video program. I only worked 3, and I really wish I would have worked my freshman year.
Well, when I came on back my sophomore year, I really had no idea what I was doing. He just told me, you're going to be a tape operator and do highlights. I was like, well, I don't really know what that means, so I just kind of got thrown into it. Picked it up pretty quick, and being a lead operator now after 3 years is a pretty big progression from then.
It's an opportunity for students to get their hands on equipment and kind of experience some real worldy kind of stuff versus, you know, no offense to Cable 8 and stuff, but there's a different vibe when you're doing something that's live TV and it's, you know, real world kind of stuff. You know, there's no mistakes can happen, no ifs, ands, or buts. You just kind of got to do it. So
during the football games, I was always on the sideline. I was always involved, like right there in the action. And then when we go to the other sports like volleyball, baseball, and basketball, I was always on the high game cam. So I was on a tripod just moving the camera back and forth, which was a lot less intensive, I guess, if that's the right word. But, you know, I enjoyed football a lot more just because I got to be there on the field and kind of, it felt like you were a part of the game when it was happening. And then this year, it's been a lot different for me because I've been inside the truck, which is a new experience. And it's fun, but I think I prefer being a camera better. It's I like being out involved in the sport more than I like just hitting buttons.
My favorite thing about sports video is that it's live. You know, you don't have any room to make mistakes, and when we're showing referees a shot of the pylon, or if he really got those extra inches for the touchdown, that's really what is awesome about it, is your shot can be the thing that makes or breaks the touchdown.
There's pretty good benefit, I think, that sports video and sports crew offers students, and that's really the opportunity to get hands-on equipment and real-world kind of experience. Tied to that is really the idea the earlier you can get involved, if you're freshman, sophomore versus junior, senior, you're going to have an opportunity to kind of move up the ranks and really assume some areas of responsibility. If you come to me as a senior, I'll do what I can for you, but there's only so much. You come to me as a sophomore, there's probably more likelihood that you're going to work into some pretty key positions. And if sports and sports videos, production kind of stuff is something you're interested in, this is a fantastic opportunity for you to both get your hands on the equipment, real world experience, and really your foot in the door as well. So if this is something you want to pursue as a career after you leave Washington State, this is a great way to get there.
It's always a great help to have the students around, and I think it works both ways because they get the experience of helping out with us, and they also make a little money on the side, so a little extra money in your pocket never hurt.
You know, one of the great benefits I think to sports video is the opportunity to really get your hands on stuff, and if that's a career you're going to pursue in the future. You know, we've got people who did sports crew back whenever who are now directing for Route Northwest or camera guy for ESPN. So it's a pretty good vehicle, I think, to get that first job. You know, you've got to step up on the other kid. You know, you've both got desire, etc., but you can say, I've run camera for a sporting event. Well, you know what, you're going to get the job running camera, or, you know, that kind of stuff. So you can use this experience to move up and move on, and there's been quite a few people who've done that.
An awesome part about working sports video is when we're not covering something in-house, you know, I have the opportunity to go work for Root Sports or go work for ESPN, and it's awesome to just be a utility and be learning as much information as possible that I can from guys who've been working in the industry for the past 20 years, which is exactly the same field that I want to go into when I graduate.
The camaraderie at sports video has been great. I've made some of my best friends through sports video. We were all freshmen going through the comm department. You know, we'd seen each other around, and then we started working sports video together, and I mean, we've all become really close friends because of it.
Since joining sports video, I had a little bit of an issue fitting in because all the guys are really close. But now that I think I'm in the group now, it really is like a family. Ew. It is a family though. And now we hang out on the side and things like that, and the experience has gotten a lot more fun ever since gotten to know everyone.
Yeah, you know, I've been really lucky to do sports video. It was a real kind of needle in the haystack chance that I got involved. I've done a lot and got a lot of experience that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise, so I feel pretty blessed. And I'm hoping other people are getting the same experiences I'm getting out of it.